All right, welcome, folks. This will be part two of our Just Win game. So this is an immortal game where the only goal is just for us to win. We don't have any variance. And we're playing on an Arboretum map, which is just like a big forest. And I'm playing Mansa Musa, so I was like, oh, okay, maybe this will just be like a nice, relaxing building game. No, it is not a nice, relaxing building game. The map generator decided that it would toss us into the dead center of the map and put aggressive AIs on every single side. Anyway, thanks for subscribing, Slash. Appreciate it. Time to out eco some warmongers. Yeah. So it's like with my traits, financial, spiritual, I should be able to out econ the AIs given enough time. Even here on Immortal, I should be able to out econ them in the long run. The problem is this is not, this is not the long run. What we did in the first session, which if you didn't have a chance to see, I'll just summarize quickly. We turned a bunch of forest chops into the Oracle and used it to Oracle metal casting. So that's why we have access to mints. And the other thing is, we know that there's a Montezuma city on this tile right here. We can't see it yet, but we will be able to see it soon. Um, and this was so that we could gain control of the food bonuses. But the downside is, now Montezuma is not especially happy with us. We have enough on our hands right now. And while it is possible that he's plotting against someone else, the odds are very strong that he is plotting war against us. So, I mean, we're actually +1 with him, but that's only cautious. And we know Monty can declare war at. We know that Monty can declare war at pleased anyway. So I am skedaddling my workers over here to connect this stone tile, and then we're going to get walls in here, hopefully as quickly as possible. And then we're going to stuff a bunch of skirmishers in this city in the hopes that Monty will attack and we'll have like 5 or 6 skirmishers. I'm hoping that I have a few turns until he comes a knocking. The good news is he can't build swords, which get 6 strength. The bad news is he will absolutely be able to build Jaguar warriors, and because he's aggressive, all his units will have combat 1 for free. So that's kind of the story right now. I am trying to make sure I have demos with everybody. Just about have them with everybody. I'm gonna have to flip them on with Kublai. And that's kind of the plot. So as far as the tech, we had questions about the tech path. So yeah, the goal is writing next, then ironworking, because I want to finally be able to chop this jungle here. I want to be able to cut this jungle and open this up. And I also want to see if I have iron. And then as soon as, so we want writing, ironworking, and then it's probably math construction, so that we can unlock cats. Obviously, with this many forests on the map, the better forest chops are a big deal. And we do have ivory, so if we can get construction horseback riding, then we can unlock elephants. But there's no point in researching horseback riding because we have no horses. We have no copper, no horses. There is a copper down here, but at the moment, it's not a good idea to try settling this. Long term, we're going to probably put a city by this rice, and then we'd like to put a city here that can grab this deer tile, but that is not in our borders right now. Elephant Crush Monty is probably our goal. All right. So we're just hoping we get more turns until Monty comes over here. As much as I would like to build mints, I think we have to build skirmishers first. I'd also like to get a barrack so I could put city garrison on arch on these, but I think I just need more raw units more than anything else right now. So that's why I'm leaning in that direction. All right, so yeah, the capital is not facing unhappiness problems just yet. How long until our whip unhappiness wears? All right, we just whipped here. It's been a week since I played this, so gotta remember that. We have cleared out the immediate area over here. We should get control of this tile in like 1 turn or so. All right, so 3 turns to build that, and then a turn to put the quarry down. I probably, So here's a question for, yeah, it's so unlike me to be lacking in resources. I mean, we've got ivory, which is nice. We have both stone and marble, but we so far don't have any strategics. So yeah, here's a question for people. I'm not familiar with this. If we start walls, does anyone know if it's possible to 2-pop whip the wall and then like connect the stone after we whip the wall on the same turn to get more overflow? Does anyone know if that works? I'm kind of like, ideally what I want to do is hit size 4, 2-pop whip the walls, then connect the stone the same turn after. No, it doesn't work. Okay, Nakira Sudakni has tried. Okay, so that's not going to work. Gotcha. Because like the one downside to skirmishers is they're 25 production, which sounds good, but you can't 2-pop whip them. You can only 1-pop whip them, and that's an inefficient whip. So we're probably going to whip the... we should probably stop building the mint, as much as I want the mint. What we probably should do is we're probably going to need to 1-pop, wait until stone is connected. We'll 1-pop whip the walls and overflow into skirmisher, I think. You have to have the stone connected before the whip, because the calculation for whip occurs at that moment. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's a really, really good tidbit there, so thanks much for that. Now I think my borders are going to grab control of this tile next turn, so I kind of want this worker here so I can finish building the camp, which is like halfway done. So I'm going to keep the worker here, and I'll just like dump a turn into a cottage for the time being. I think I have... All right, I can build it on either of these two tiles. Let's start it on this tile, and then I'm going to cancel that. Again, my expectation is I'm going to grab this deer tile next turn, and then I want to remove and grab that. Okay, so I will be able to sign open borders soon. Writing is an inexpensive tech. This should get us fairly close. We'll run research here. And then as soon as that happens, I'm going to sign open borders, and I want to explore this territory. So that's why I'm going to hang out over here for the time being. I would really like to get a better sense of where, like what's going on in Brennus's territory. He's got to set. Okay, well, I don't know where he's going to settle. I guess he could settle on that hill tile. 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, I can't stop him from settling over there. Brennus, I think, is just about out of room to expand. Anyway, we'll road this tile so my units can then get back on the road network. This skirmisher is coming down here. We're just trying to get skirmishers up as quickly as possible. If Brennus were to attack right now, it would be a disaster, but he's not plotting war, fortunately. All right, work the cottages. I think that's right. This city is actually a pretty good military pump. Also good for workers or settlers, because it's a decent... No, actually, no, it's actually not that good for workers and settlers, but we can grow onto this tile, which is pretty good. There's already part of a chop in there. This is probably the city that gets my next settler out. I wouldn't mind dumping a city probably on like this tile here. Like it's not much. This is only a 4-food tile, so it's kind of lousy, but it is all green tiles, so we can just put this here. If Monty ever gets this far back, we're basically dead anyway. And like it can share this tile, it can share stuff. Power difference with Monty, excellent question. So he's definitely ahead. We're here, he's here. At least it's not as bad as Surya Varman, though. Please tell me he's not plotting war with us. All right, no. Thank goodness. At least it's not as bad as Surya Varman. Anyway, so let's cut that. And then we need to get this so we can see Kublay's graphs. And then we probably just even out the EP spending after that. Monty, we don't know. Let's see. Apparently he doesn't have metals connected, but he doesn't need them to build Jags. Jags don't need metals, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm hoping to, and I would love to sign open borders to start improving relations and get the foreign trade routes. That's the goal anyway. All right. Oh, so Forest Frontier, we did finish this. So we've got, actually, you know what, these workers that are over here, I probably should just chop a couple forests and get that granary done. Like double chops will knock out the forest quickly. And then it just grows onto cottages because, yeah, the land's not great over here. The capital needs another improved tile as well. I believe that this cottage is almost done. So I might have these two just come over here, cottage, and then chop. A lot of tiles that need to be improved. All right, so did we get control of this? No, but we will get control of it on the following turn. We're 1 turn away from taking control of this tile. Have we picked up our close borders cause tension yet? No, not yet with Monty. Just in time for this city to hit size 3, then we can start working that tile. All right. Keep moving these units in. I want at least like 5 skirmishers to feel safe. All right, you just hang out there for the time being. All right, let's move you to here. 3 turns. Okay, so we have 1 turn invested in a cottage here. I'm gonna need to do a lot of chopping. Fortunately, I have 4 workers here that can help this city get started. All right, might as well finish this cottage. All right, and then these guys will finish that next turn, and that gives the capital another tile to work. If not a great tile, at least a tile to work. Oh no, we'll have this cottage for it to work next turn. Okay. Hey, like Mario Samus. I think that's it. Wait, where's this unit? Ah, continuing to come down here. Yeah, I want like 5 or 6 skirmishers. I think 5 or 6 skirmishers behind walls would be relatively safe. But I also want to sign open borders with Monty. What I can do is if I can sign open borders with Monty, like when I finish writing, I can start walking this warrior around in his territory and like start to see what's over there because he will sign them with me. Monty will sign them at cautious, fortunately. All right, let's then even this out. So we're spending 1 EP on each. And hopefully we can keep their bar graphs at least until they get courthouses for the time being. This is an incredibly low food arborea map, is it? It might just be where we started. I mean, it's partly because we seem to have... If we had started in the corner of the map, it would have been so much easier. We could have just forward settled the AI, and then we have like a safe backlines. But no, we're like dead center of the map. It's a lousy place to be. Oh, he actually did the work. Okay, so the worker finished the camp. Oh no. Oh no. What's this? Are you kidding me? Another city? Surya Varman planted a city on this tile. Are you kidding me? Monty is going nuts on one side. Surya Varman is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities on the other side. This is incredibly cramped. I don't know how I even get more cities here. I can't believe how badly the AI is cramped me. I thought this at least was a safe spot. I mean, this tile is 1, 1, 2, 3. It's 4 tiles from my capital, and it already got sniped by the AI. Jeez. Well, yeah, I have 4 cities and I'm out of room. Yikes. Surrey is going to be a problem. He has 8 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he has 7. Brennus at least seems to be mostly out of room. He's on 5. I mean, like Monty has 6. I have the copper spot. I mean, great. I can settle a city with no food bonuses. Awesome. I mean, like, it just feels like the AIs have way more room to expand than I do. I don't know. Maybe if I had more map knowledge, I'd feel differently. But it feels like I got literally the most cramped spot on the map here. There's one more spot near Monty, but there's no way I can settle here with him potentially going to war with me. That's just not possible. I can't settle that spot. Oof. Well, great. I really think this is a bad starting spot. Dead center of the map. One of my 2 food resources under a jungle tile. Yeah, I don't think this is what I wanted. Oh, well. Early war or reroll is the only options. Probably. I don't like going to early war, but I don't know that I have much of a choice. The AI has just crowded me so badly on this map. Ah, well. Is what it is, as I'm fond of saying. All right. Explore Southeast. I mean, it's hard to, like, why again, Surrey, why? You have so much room to expand over here. Why do you plant this right next to me? Why? Food or no food, we need the, I mean, I guess so. This is the city I was looking at to maybe get another settler. Like I can grow to size 6 and whip it or something. Need math, construction, horseback riding, and to whip 10 elephants. This is feeling rough. This spot is not it, you guys. Anyway. Like, we sunk a lot of resources into getting the Oracle, but this is, let me just put it this way. This is yet another case of this is not the game I was looking to play. I was more looking to play a more relaxing game, but not a dead center of the map, super aggressive AIs on every single side, settling right up in your face, constantly angry. Well, I mean, we don't have math, we don't have construction, so we can't do any of that at the moment. Okay? Let's just hold our horses a little bit, you guys. We're not in a position where we can do any of that just yet. Um, plus 4 cities is not exactly a lot. So we do have a lot of forests, so get math, do the best we can. You can do, I mean, we can defend with skirmishers. I'm just worried about long term. Like I think we can defend an early Monty attack. I'm just very concerned about long-term expansion and just being out of rune this quickly. All right. As I said, this is not really the game I was looking to play. Let's at least get these 2 skirmishers done, okay? Skirmishers in these 2 cities. Then we'll see about expanding. Maybe Surrey will attack Monty. Yeah, we can pray, right? Anyway, so we'll hook this up. All right, so now we have stone connected. I don't think much happened in this session before you got here, Link Mario Samus. I think we just kind of started. I mean, it was kind of frustrating that there's a holy city right. I mean, look at this. Look at this BS. Look at what the AI is doing. Absolutely right up in my face. I would actually prefer to go to war with Brennis because he has no resources at all. He would be a very juicy target, but there's no way I can start a war with him with Monty potentially breathing down. I have to wait to see if Monty comes after me first. All right, so we can now whip the walls, which I think is... Or we can wait and get more overflow. Let's wait for the time being. We're working off a whip on happiness anyway. We can let this stew for a turn or two. Monty stopped plotting? No, he didn't. We have enough on our hands right now. He didn't stop plotting. 2-pot whip the barracks. That's actually a good idea. I like that idea. Whip the barracks and then overflow into the walls. Not a bad idea at all. Yeah, we can whip and then overflow into that. I mean, the good news is we will get like a 3rd ring border expansion shortly. We should actually take control of this tile and this tile. After we hit 100 culture, we should take control of these tiles. I have no insight into how or why Molly's unique unit was chosen. I do not have any insight into that. All right, so this is at the happiness cap, although we just need to get another unit in there. That's easy enough. Might just get a warrior quickly to knock that out. So what do I want to be doing next with these workers? Because I've kind of finished the immediate project. I think the next thing is bring them over here and then chop out a settler so that we can get another city down, which I guess has to be down here, I guess. And that's not what I'm looking for. We can always put it on... We can always farm the grass. I mean, what we'd have to do is farm mine the copper, connect it. We'd have to farm these 3 river tiles, which we could do. That gets us to +5 food if we farm all of them. That's doable. I think that's the plan. So I'll bring these workers over here and chop some of these. We have like some riverside tiles to cottage. Is there anything I can do while they're moving over there? 1, 2, 3. 2. No, they're just going to lose a turn of movement. I don't see any easy way to avoid that. Oh well. And grab the silks. Yeah. Well, I was thinking this tile here, although I guess that doesn't claim the silks. Like I don't really want to go like way over here. Although I guess that's fairly well. No, I need to be near the river because I need to be able to irrigate these tiles. I have to be able to irrigate these tiles, so it has to be relatively close. So it's probably just this tile, even though I know the silks are not in range. All right, so at least we get to writing. So math is next. As I said, I think maybe just this because I need enough happiness. We still have this whip. Yeah, because the city's going to grow into unhappiness shortly. All right, so you, I would like to build a settler because your whip unhappiness is almost worn off. So we can build it here at size 4. That's probably, yeah, otherwise we'd be growing onto unimproved tiles, so I think that that works. All right. Actually, So I need to get over there to do some chopping. Like this is almost done, and then I can chop 2 more forests. Accumulate. How many turns of 100% research do I need here? About 7. Okay, let's see if we can sign some open borders. Okay. Start improving relations. Yes, a lot of cities. Concerned about that. All right. And Brennus. All right, they all signed, which is no surprise. All right, so let's start seeing what's up here. Start bringing these down here in anticipation of a potential attack. You need to chill for the time being. How much overflow? Oh, we have no overflow at all, so it's exactly 3 turns to build this. Okay. Need you to hang out there then. I mean, he's still plotting. Like, he hasn't changed that at all. See, we still have enough on our hands. Now, he might plot for a long time before he actually does anything, but... Alright, so... Unfortunately, due to the river, I can't do anything there. Alright, so that's there. So we can 2-pop with the barracks. We wait 1 more turn to 2-pop with this, though. And you can start roading towards this next spot, although I'll dump a turn into a mine so I don't just waste a turn uselessly. You can start roading towards that next spot. All right, so this city's going to need some tiles to work. Got to get some cottages down. I could have everybody join together and build this cottage this turn if I want. 1, 2, yeah, we'll just do that. Speed this up by a turn. Grassland cottages take a while, but no, the AI. I mean, I wouldn't worry about that. I think that it is true that like they do not have like map vision at all points in time, but I think that it's more valuable for me to be able to scout them than vice versa. It's true that they will scout your territory. They do not have just like magic knowledge of the map at all points in time, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. All right, so now we've got some intercontinental trade routes. So that shaves us down to 6 turns. So we need around 100 gold roughly. And of course we want to save up the gold ahead of time, so that if we decide to go for something other than math, we can then change our mind, but probably want to go for math. All right, so we'll get a granary in here. Like, I'd love to go for early forges, but I feel like I can't do that quite yet. All right, so now you can start roading in this direction. Is that another settler? Oh yeah, look, everybody up there seems to have plenty of room, or at least more room. They're going to expand in that direction. So they have double holy cities up there. All right, move this to here, then you can move shuffle down here, just in case we would get attacked. All right, so I need a couple of you to come over here. I want to chop this first, probably do double chop here. This is a very inefficient turn. Or actually, no, I can, hold on. If I road here, if I were to road this, 1, 2, no, I still can't get over there. That's unfortunate. So I definitely need 2 workers here, chopping and improving tiles, because this city's going to grow again. And we're going to chop the granary. We're not going to, yeah, we'll just chop the granary. So could technically chop this tile. That's actually a better one because this can be shared with the capital. Like that, this is a better cottage to grow, just as this one can also be shared with the capital. All right, so 2 of you chop that. And even though this is very inefficient, I feel like I'm just going to move 2 of them over here. I said I don't love this, but yeah, this is a river tile too. I didn't even realize this was a river tile at first, but yeah, that's definitely the one to go for. Good call. Yeah, so this city, yeah, is going to need the unit there for military police. Oh, also, I wanted to go for ironworking before math. That's right. We need 5 turns for that. Yeah, we need about 100 gold. Okay. So 1, and then, yeah, there was no road on that tile. All right, Gambit Gulch, its whip duration's worn off, so we'll whip this. Overflow should be enough to get close to the walls being done, hopefully, and then we can go from there. Well, 2 things. Number 1, I really would like to know if I have iron in my territory. That would sure be nice. And then also to get this resource in play would be very, very nice as well. Please, map, give me resource. I mean, I don't actually control that many tiles as part of the thing. I don't control a ton of tiles, let's be clear. So, all right. And their creative trait just pops instantly. All right, so this does not insta-complete the walls, but it's very close. Like, if I was worried about an attack, we'd do that, but I think we're okay. After all, we're about to have a scout over here. Oh, well, so this is what's probably going to be coming our way. I think we are in a position to handle 2 jaguars right now. Important to get that knowledge, though, of what's on its way. All right. So you can chop this. Oh, we're going to have missionaries flooding our territory. Okay, so chop that. Take the sign off now. That's going to put me at 29, so that's going to put me at 52 out of 100. Yeah, that'll put me at 52 out of 100. That should be enough to whip next turn, so I don't know that I need another chop. Although, actually, it wouldn't be bad to just chop and get, like, this tile out of the way, and we can put that towards something else. The next thing we get that's not units is going to be mints, because they're really good for improving like, it's more important to get this over libraries, because they speed up the rate that everything gets produced afterwards, including any units we might want to build. Okay, so we can do that. I want to make sure that this is going to Forest Frontier, which is. So choppity chop. I need this unit until the warrior finishes for military police. I really don't like rushing. It's like me re-rolling in teamfight tactics. Not what I like to do. So yeah, I think that the way that we play this is we defend, wait for Monty to attack, defend, let him suicide his units, and then start trying to capture some of his stuff. Interesting that Brennus's religion is in here. We actually would really benefit from having a religion, but and since Monty's probably going to hate us anyway, we probably would want to swap into Brennus's religion, but we'll see. God, Surya Varman has. I am very worried about Surya long term. I'm very worried about all of the AIs in this game, but he has got so much territory. It's a problem. All right, so we've started seeing our cities converted. Oh, look at this. We're already up to a village here. That's nice. How many? I think I still want a couple more units, honestly. I don't feel safe just yet. So for diplomatic reasons, I'm not going to convert until Monty does something one way or the other. I don't feel safe just yet. I want more skirmishers. Yeah, he's building. Oh, so he definitely has copper connected or something because he's building axes now. Interestingly, it doesn't show up on the screen, but like he's building axes, so he obviously has axes connected somewhere. Yeah, I definitely need more units than this. I have to keep building more units. Let's see if we can figure out where the rest of his, what the rest of his territory looks like. Wait, what is that? Well, that's an iron resource. We can't see it, but that's 100% iron because it's a mine on a grassland tile. Only the excess AI resources. Ah, gotcha. Yep, I think that we're going to need more skirmishers, so I'm going to keep building them. All right, so as expected, we can whip this. We'll get a decent amount of overflow, not a ton. And we'll regrow onto these cottages. I wish we had a... You know what? I probably need to farm one of these tiles so I can get to 5 food. Would be nice if I had more than 1 happiness resource, too. All right, so oh man, I was gonna settle on this tile, but like oh no, we'll get control of this tile. I was gonna say I don't want to settle here where I don't even control my own first ring, but we will get control of this tile because this is gonna pop its borders, and then it will shove out, and we'll get control of these three tiles. So that's okay. All right, so chop this. I don't know about this game though. I guess we could also wait for Brennus to ask us to convert. Plus, I mean, we're not at, like, it doesn't actually do anything for us right now, because, like, we don't, it's not like we need the happiness just yet. So for the moment, I'm gonna not do anything, but we'll see. Oh, I do think that it hurts Montezuma that he has Jaguars as a unique unit. I think that's absolutely true. All right, so that'll finish the granary, and then now we need to cottage this tile. I don't have anything immediately. I probably need you to come down here and help this other new city that we're working on. So I think I'm just going to move you. It was kind of inefficient to send 2 workers over there, but oh well. Should have planned that better. Turn on avoid growth. I don't. Oh, you mean here? To keep this from, so that the granary, yeah, I guess that's right. I should just turn it on for 1 turn and then turn it off the following turn. Yeah, I think that's right. That's size 2. That actually is correct. The math on how that works is really weird, but I believe that is right. So as soon as yeah, as soon as Sydney can actually use this, oh, we're gonna have the rice tile to hook up soon too. Yeah, we should be able to get that in roughly 5 turns. Let's see, check in with everybody else, see if anyone else is plotting war just yet. No, you are not. You're just expanding like a monster. No, you're not either. At least you only have 6 cities. He is still plotting, apparently. He just plots forever, but we have to take him seriously. Yeah. Brennus is the weakest. What I'd love to do is go to war and just conquer Brennus, but because I think his territory is, I think he's pretty compact here. Plus, it would give me 2 holy cities, which would be awesome. But we can't, like, we really can't do anything against him as long as Monty's threatening. Anyway, at least we're gonna get the walls done, so that's a plus. And then I think we're gonna overflow into the skirmisher because I need more skirmishers here. Plus, this one, I actually have a barracks here, so that's nice. This city's already at the happy cap. Yeah, this is a city that could use more happiness. Where's my hereditary rule here? All right, so let's put your overflow into a mint and have you work on that. That'll be probably your next whip. All right, we got the granary, so now we can turn off avoid growth. And your build is also probably a mint. Yeah, so now we're getting to the point where Hinduism might actually be legitimately helpful. All right, oh, he's got another city down here. How far down to the south does this map extend? I don't have a good sense. Maybe with flying camera we can see. Sorry, flying camera does some weird things sometimes. All right, well, it doesn't extend very far east-west, because, like, look at this. We've already almost hit the whole east-west wrap. Hard to see how far it extends north-south. I can't really get a sense for how far it extends north-south right now. Yeah, so he's got another city here. Axes, Jaguars. So, yeah. Well, both on hills. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's not ideal. Gonna make them hard to capture, assuming we can. Anyway, come down here. Can start farming some of these river tiles. At least this city's about to pop borders. And we'll actually gain control of these tiles too. All right, well, anyway. How quickly can we get down here? All right, it's actually fastest to move to this tile. Elephants, it's true. Elephants are very good units. It's kind of what we need. Oh, apparently this is not a holy city. I thought this was. Well, that's good. At least this is not a holy city right on top of us. I'm not convinced that Brennus has any medals, by the way. He does not appear to have any. He might not have any medals because I don't see any. He does have elephants. If we could ever avoid Monty, maybe if we could get to elephants and hit Brennus, that would be pretty nice. If he just has archers, we could run over him pretty easily. Yeah, and then Surya Varman settled the copper. Well, we're only a couple turns away. So. All right, well, we knew it was coming. Not really a surprise. So here comes the first stack. She said, not exactly a shock. That's why I can't go after Brennus, because we knew he was going to be coming here. All right, well, the good news is we got the walls up. We managed to scout a tiny bit of his territory before that happened. Yeah, I would have much preferred to start like up here. Would have rather had a spot over here. Although Brennus does seem to be pretty constrained on territory. Yeah, war counter +1. Brennus is like the long-term probably best opportunity for expansion. All right, so this stack is not breaking this city. Not until he gets catapults. Like, he can pillage us. And that's why I would have preferred not to put this cottage here, but at the time I put it down, it was the only spot within range. He does not have any mounted units in this stack, right? He does have a Woody 2 Jaguar, but there's no Woodsman. So I can actually move the settler here and it's perfectly safe. Amusingly. So we have 5 skirmishers. They're stacking up their 4 to 5 bonus. Yeah, he's not breaking that. So the hope is that he'll just toss some units into that meat grinder. And we also have to hope he doesn't go for early construction. So yeah, now there's no reason not to convert to, because like we know that now we might as well flip into this and start picking up bonuses with Brennus. He's cautious at the moment, but with time we might be able to improve on that. Maybe we could get him to flip into, I think we'd have to get him to flip into pleased. Yeah. Let's get him to pleased, and then maybe he'll be willing to help us out there. Send 1 unit on the non-cottage to bait him. No, I'm not throwing a unit away. He's probably going to move onto this tile. All right, anyway, so what's the movement? So let's see, 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's no point in roading this tile because the settler would lose a turn of movement there anyway. So what we want to do instead is we want to road this and be prepared to connect this cottage instantly. This worker 1, 2, 3. Oh, we could farm this tile. Because this city, we'll work the copper first because it's by far the best tile, but then we need to work farms after that to get some food. So, actually, yeah, we can farm this. Why not? All right, so let's see, we finished that. That looks good there. So I think it's just more chops here for the time being. While we're waiting on ironworking to finish, we can just continue with chops. All right, so we got a chop here towards this mint. Oh, I need another cottage over here, I think, so that the city can continue working cottages. Capital's whip duration is worn off. I wonder if it might not be worthwhile to get a mint. Well, I could 3-pop whip the mint potentially. Either that or just continue building skirmishers for right now. I wouldn't mind getting the mint though because like long term that makes it possible for me to get that makes elephant and catapult whips a lot cheaper having that. You think Monty's going for my capital? Well, if he's going for the capital, we can whip out more skirmishers. That's always a possibility. Brennus will not declare war, please. Okay, yes, thank you, Nikira. Thank you for checking on that. If he walks to the capital, I've got 1, 2, I've got 3 turns if he heads there. I'm not actually that worried. I could pull this down. I could get like four. I could get like four skirmishers in there, no problem. Um, and he's not taking a city on a hill with like four skirmishers. Not with that stack, at least. So I'm not too worried about that. All right. So yeah, I'm basically just killing time until this finishes. So why don't we see if we can cottage this tile here, even though it means I'm going to have to waste a turn moving again. Like, obviously I could move here and pre-road, but then that still doesn't help me. So I'll have these two come over here, cottage this, and then they can come back here. This guy can come over here and road this tile in anticipation of us chopping it. Capital probably does need another. Yeah, Capital actually does need another cottage too. You are correct. We do. Well, the capital's about to pick up this tile, so that will help. That will help a lot because that'll be a 5 food tile. But you're right. We do probably want to get this tile cottaged. Still, I decided I'd want to get this down while I'm like come over here and then we can move over and get this and this. But you're right. That was probably inefficient. All right. So as expected, they are not moving towards the capital. I really appreciate Brennis building all this stuff for us. So because we're at war, let's get another skirmisher. We can delay going for a mint. Let's get more skirmishers. Ready? Now the one thing that he didn't even pillage that he didn't even pillage this tile amusingly. This stack is not beating 5 skirmishers, so I don't have to do any like crazy emergency whips. All right, so you come here. Whoop. And we're going to get control of these tiles relatively soon. So I will dump another turn into a farm here because I can't mine this until the following turn. And we'll just get you in here for safety's sake. Since I moved here, we'll put this cottage down. Probably will end up whipping this mint when we need it. All right. Just trying to see. All right, so Brennus does have forces. Does not appear to have metals though, which is because like we're not seeing metal units from him. Long term, I mean, it's like Brennus, we may end up being our friend, but is also definitely a target long term. Still, the game is going to be won or lost based on our relationship with Monty. If we can survive Monty's attack, we're actually in pretty, I wouldn't say good shape, but at least decent-ish shape. All right, so, oh, Gamble Gulp went into unhappiness. Well, that's fine. That's whatever. Just saving up for the big 3-pop whip on the mint, right? Now, is there any way we can trade for some additional happiness? That would sure be nice. No one seems to have luxuries out there. We already have ivory. With these early mints, it's a shame that we don't have like gold or gems or something. I don't suppose I see any of them out there. I mean, long term, we've got this and spices, but not a ton of happiness resources for the AI either. So that's something. All right, let's ironworking in 2 turns. And then we can chop this, and maybe we'll be in a position to, maybe we'll even be in a position where we can have iron in our territory somewhere. All right. So I am really hoping that Monty will just attack my stack and die. Suri has 3 irons, does he? He has 2. Oh yeah, because he has 3, because otherwise they wouldn't show up. All right. I really hope that he's going to attack and just lose his whole stack, as we've seen in AI Survivor a billion times. No. All right. Well. Okay. So I will hold this skirmisher over here because I am not going to let it get in range. He didn't pillage the cottage though for whatever reason, so that's a thing. All right. This skirmisher can just hang out here for a turn. I sure hope he doesn't head for this city, which has no defenders at all. Uh, oh, you know what he's doing? He's crossing the river, so he's not getting the river crossing penalty. That's actually kind of smart. All right. So we'll need a name for this city again as well. All right, so now we can connect this. And we'll hold here. If it does look like he's heading for this city, then I can always, like if he moves here, I can always move skirmishers down here. All right, so this is where, as expected, this is where Brennus's territory runs out. So you can road there. Oh, I was like, wait, what just happened? Why am I now losing money? It's like, oh yeah, I planted another city, duh. All right, so this city is about to grow onto that tile. This city kind of needs a farm as well. It's a little low on food. All right, here, yeah, this is where I'm down a little bit. But we can actually squeeze out that skirmisher on another turn, so we do have more reinforcements ready. Look at the Hindu missionary just kind of hanging out. And Forest Frontier is working its cottage. Oh, you know, we could trade one of these to the capital, but that's okay. I'd rather get the skirmisher out a turn sooner. All right, so we had a number. Wow, we had a lot of suggestions here. Get to the copper is pretty good. A lot of good name suggestions there, by the way. But I like get to the copper. Let's see if it fits, by the way. Get to the copper. Yep, just barely fits. Get to the copper. Nice. All right. So we can still see everybody's demos, which is good. In terms of power, yeah, Monty's power is a heck of a lot higher than mine. Brennus's, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Brennus has no medals because that's why his power rating's so low. He's building like archers and chariots instead of like axes and swords, which have more power rating associated with them. Anyway, hopefully Brennus's "We Care for Our Brothers and Sisters of the Faith" will pop up, and maybe we can get him to pleased. If he comes piling in on the other side, I'm 100% dead. All right. Doesn't hurt. Hey, it doesn't hurt to ask. All right, come on. Suicide your stack against me, Monty. Suicide your stack against these 5 skirmishers. All right, he's attacking. All right, that's 1 down. Now for the axe. Two for 2 so far. 3 for 3. He's attacking with his archers, so that's a thing. All right, I would be surprised if the archers were able to win. Okay. Nice. Nice. There we go. Good old predictable Monty. That's Monty. So we go 5 for 5. All right. Now we go math, construction, horseback riding. Good stuff. All right. Now I think we can pull off on the spamming of the skirmishers for at least a little bit. Oh, we actually have the pyramids is only 21 turns. Let's keep this in mind. Let's keep this in mind. Pyramids is an option. We're spiritual in this game. Oh, we have iron under a cottage. Is that true? Oh, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. I mean, it's not like I would prefer not to have it, but having iron at all is fantastic. All right, yeah, keep spreading that Hinduism. This city didn't even have a way to spread borders, and now we do. So you get less XP on defense than on offense. So we're 10 of 30. So we're 10 of 30 right now. He still refuses to talk. That's not a surprise. That's one thing that's a little. This is one of the things that makes war scarier in Civ4 as opposed to like Civ3. Is the AI is not guaranteed to sign peace after a certain amount of time. Like if you ever played Civ3, the AI will always talk to you and sign peace after like 5 turns in Civ3. In Civ4, there's no such guarantee. If they think they're winning, they do not necessarily just sign peace with you. So, by the way, what's our break-even research? We're break-even at like 45% right now. Interesting. All right, so we'll grow into that cottage there next turn. So now we actually, yeah, so what we'll do is we'll mine this and farm this. These workers need to come over here. Sadly, we're going to lose the cottage, but like 214 the tile yield, kind of interesting. What's the most efficient way I can get these guys over here? So like I could move here and road to avoid wasting a turn. At some point, I just need to road these tiles because I'm wasting turns as I keep moving. Although once I have construction, we'll have bridge building and this won't be a problem anymore. I just need to get these guys over here faster. So even accepting that we're going to lose a turn, we'll just come on over here. And the first thing I want to do is actually connect the rice. So we'll clear that and farm, and then we'll mine afterwards. And we have 3 workers to help on that. Yeah, if the AI thinks it's winning, it just won't sign peace. Doesn't Monty just always think he's winning? I mean, yeah, to some extent. No, but like if we can take a city off him, he'll sign peace. Otherwise, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because if we like let's say we didn't have Monty down here, right? Like let's say that our neighbor was Hatshepsut or something. We could focus very closely on planning an attack on Brennus, who does not appear to have any metals and would be a very easy target to take over because like elephants against archers is a joke. But because we've got Monty down here, it's going to be very hard. We probably have to go through Monty first, and by the time we do that, the elephant advantage will probably be gone. But if we can take, even 2 or 3 cities off Monty, we'd be in really good shape because we know he has what, like 6 cities. So the southern coast is probably not too much further down here. In fact, now let's see if we can get this warrior and go explore Suryavarman's territory because we do have open borders with him, and it's not like that unit's going to do anything. Let's take 1 skirmisher and move it down here, just so we have a defender in this city. And like this city's not defended at all, but I don't have any offensive units. If we can get catapults, even swords might be able to take. I was going to say even swords might be able to take some of these cities, but unfortunately they're both on hills, which really is obnoxious. Probably we do want to. Probably do have to wait for elephants, but we'll see. AI is more willing to sign peace the turn after a massive battle loss. Yeah, but he still is in the refuses to talk mode for the time being, so yeah. All right, so we'll finish this skirmisher, and we'll see after that. Need more. I actually need more workers too, but because I'm still trying to chop everything. Our economy will look better as soon as I manage to stop working some of these high production tiles and work cottages instead. Sydney should be able to 3-pop whip this mint, which I think I definitely would like to do. Let's let the food box fill up. When it's full, we'll 3-pop whip the mint and then overflow onto like cottages. We're gonna have tons of food as soon as this rice is connected. Because like we've been operating off of 1 food bonus, just this 5 food deer, which is a very good tile, don't get me wrong. But this will be up to 2 food bonuses as soon as this is done. 3-pop the mint and overflow into temple. We could do that. We're spiritual, so we get very cheap temples. Like this is we get double production on temples. So yeah, that could be worthwhile. We really do benefit from the extra happiness. Not a bad suggestion because like we can get up with the temple, we could get up to size 8 here. Yeah, we could get up to size 8, and we could just like grow into cottages. Like this tile can be taken by venison, and this tile is not especially great. I mean, this is just what, a plains hill tile. No, it's slightly better. It's like a grassland hill with +1 production. So it's not a bad tile, but it's not that great of a tile because it's food negative. Oh yeah, we can maybe go for the pyramids too. That's also a possibility. We'll think about it. I have enough forest here that I could try to chop the pyramids here. It's just like there is only so many things you can do at once, and I'm not sure that pyramids. I don't know if that's like something we can do, but maybe if it's still there in 10 turns, we can look at it. Um, but it's a possibility. It's not that expensive. With stone, it's relatively cheap. Mint play. Let's get the mint. So let's get the mint first, and then after that we can see because we could convert some of these forests into maybe the pyramids and math. Mint and math, and then if we have both and pyramids is still there, then we'll think about it. How about that? Because we want full value on the chops. Plus, we are still in a war with Montezuma, so that's a thing too. Don't forget, we are still at war with our neighbor. How much benefit would you get from pyramids? That's the point too. I'm not sure we would get that much. I mean, it would just the biggest benefit would just be representation for +3 happiness in our biggest cities. Like that would be the main benefit, and that wouldn't be bad. All right, what's the best way I can get into Surrey's territory? Probably move through here so we can get vision on this city, which I believe is on this tile right here. So let's try to get vision on that. All right. So we've got this. I want to make sure I have this tile. I definitely need to farm this tile, but I think we chop the granary first. Like the city is getting 5 production per turn, so how about a double chop to finish the granary instantly? Yeah, I don't have enough money to bribe people into war. At best, I could ask Surrey to join my war. All right. Oh, and I wanted to check to see how close some of those combats were, just out of curiosity. Like, all right, so the archer, let's just go in order. All right, Monty's Jaguar versus Sulis. So he had 5% odds on the first attack. And honestly got my unit down to 1 hit remaining. No, they had 2 hits remaining at 5%. 6% on the second attack. And didn't do much. 5% on, so it looks like he currently has about 5% odds on these attacks. That would go down further if I had city garrison promotion. 0% on the archer attacks. Yeah, 0% on the archer attacks. I wonder if there's an opportunity to expand further down here. Maybe I should check to see if there's anything else down in this direction. That would really be stretching our territory, but you never know. Maybe I should have moved. Maybe I can have this guy move down. Not knowing what's down there is trade 100 hammers for peace. What does that mean? I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Trade 100 hammers for peace. I'm not selling a city to the AI. I think that's a loophole in the way the game's programmed anyway. I'm not selling them a city for peace. I think that's nonsensical. All right, let's finish the skirmish. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I think that that's exploitative, honestly. So I'm not doing that. All right, so here's Surrey of Armin's city. We've now got another religion in here. That's actually good. We can build another temple that's super cheap in here. So that's not such a bad thing. Agree. I mean, you can agree to disagree. It's not something I'll be doing in this game. Selling a city to get peace. But fair enough. Agree to disagree. All right, so now we need to farm that. We can actually have the farm done next turn because I have the 3 workers here. And then that tile that's kind of been teasing us the whole game will finally be out of here. Many data games would be unwinnable without city gifts. Well, maybe people shouldn't be winning those games then. But as I said, agree to disagree. Yeah, so now he's furious with me. I'm sure that he's going to ask for, yeah, I'm sure he will ask for the city or to sign peace. But obviously that would be silly to give that away. All right, so this city is looking good. I'll be able to whip the mint relatively soon. This city should be getting relatively close to its own... Actually, no, it's not that close to its mint whip. Needs a forest chop, probably. Sydney, though, we've already said will whip this mint to completion once the food box is full. I mean, Monty's not breaking through this anytime soon. The problem is he also is not going to sign peace anytime soon. Yeah, this actually should probably be whipped because the next turn, we'll finish the skirmisher and then whip on the next turn because we do already have some production invested. Although, can we actually whip this? It's actually a 4-pot whip right now, so we're a little bit short. We're a little bit short at the moment, aren't we? Okay, well, we'll be able to... What do we need? We need to get it under 90. We need to get to 30 out of 120. Okay, so if we run this for 2 turns, we'll be able to whip then after that. So, yeah, if you're curious about where the power sits right now, I mean, you see Monty took a pretty big chunk out of his power, but he just rebuilt it right away. So, yeah, here we are right now. At the moment, I'm just trying to econ towards construction. At least I didn't lose any units there. All right, so we'll be able to finish that. And we've actually scouted pretty much all of Brennus's territory. Yeah, he doesn't have much, so I can see why he crammed the city in over there. Oh, I really wish we could get I mean, getting access to his territory would be amazing. If we could ever get peace with Monty. It's just the problem is him being Monty, he never wants to sign peace with anyone. He's perfectly willing to just sit there at war for the next 100 turns. That's the only thing that like really makes me down about this game is if it was a more rational AI, we'd be okay. But Monty just does not want to sign peace ever. He will just sit there forever. This city does not have enough production yet. We need to work on that. All right, so we definitely would prefer to work this. Yeah, 2 turns. How far off? We would need 8 food to grow. We actually can do that if we want, but it's not worth dropping both of these tiles just to grow 1 turn faster. Well, we can just whip off these bad tiles. The mint done, and then we'll just grow onto cottages. And yeah, we'll put this overflow into either a cheap temple or we could do library. We'll figure it out. So then next we need to mine this, which we can do in 2 turns. And then we need to get some more cottages for Forest Frontier. And then this I can whip on the following turn because it'll just be whipping out of unhappiness. All right, here he comes again. Minton Sydney. All right, so what do we say? Temple, perhaps? Just to increase the happiness cap so we can grow into larger sizes, work more cottages. It's that or library, but I think just being able to work more tiles is actually better. We probably should do Hinduism just because Hinduism is more likely to be the AP religion at the moment. All right, so what's he bringing up this time? We have a random spear and a jaguar by itself. Okay. So if he's planning on going after some of these other cities, that could be an issue. Let's shift a couple of these. We might as well take the ones that have XP on them. I'll shift 2 of these up. Now they do lose their fortify bonus when they move, but I want to have 2 of these in position to shift up here if I have to. All right, so we got that territory scouted out. Now let's head in this direction and see what else we can find out there. Yeah, there's no 3 Jewish missionaries there. So this will finish the granary, forget to the choppa. And at that point, I'm not sure exactly what we build next. Maybe walls, honestly. Chop through the forest south. Yeah, that is a tile that probably does need to be removed. And I wouldn't mind having a road connection through here either. Let's get the iron done. But yeah, you maybe come here and be prepared to chop this, just in case. I think that's right. Because we're going to have to chop it someday anyway. Barracks feels like well, we do need the barracks at some point before we start building more units. All right, yeah, I mean, this city is going to grow like a weed. It's +7 food, and that's with this tile being worked. So like it can be +8 food when that's not the case. So this will like grow every 2 turns. All right, how close are we to being able to whip the mint? Very close. I think I'll just whip this next turn when the whip duration's fully worn off. And then maybe I'll get another defender out of that city. Oh, and Gambit Gulch can whip its mint now too. There we go. And that'll produce another skirmisher who actually will come out with XP. Yeah, these are probably just out to pillage. The problem is I don't really have any units that can kill them. Yeah. I guess I could now... Oh, now I can build axes, so maybe I should build a couple of them. So like an axe could kill that spear. I guess now I can actually build axes because I have copper connected and I have iron connected too. So I probably should start building some of them. Yeah, this city I'm less certain about what the next thing to build is. Um, I know that what we need to do, we need to finish this farm so that the city can start growing a little bit faster than this anemic rate of growth. But I'm not sure what I need down here necessarily. I guess I could build a temple just to pop the borders. It's only marginally more expensive than the monument, and we would want to get the borders expanded. Do the two pop axe somewhere? Yeah, that's something that we probably need to think about. Barracks and mints, that's probably right, honestly, to get ready for big whips. But this city has so little food. I would like to pop the borders somehow, but it probably is just mint. It's probably the best option. All right, so what do we have here? So that spear turned around. Yeah, triple farm is +5 food. I guess that's true, but it has to be working all three of the tiles at all times. So I mean, these potential pillagers turned around, so not as bad as it could be. At least no immediate threat. All right, there we go. So we 100% want to work this tile, and then we want to grow onto more cottages at the capital. I'll go ahead and road this for the time being. And we can always come back and chop it later once it's roaded. All right, so this, I was going to whip this turn. So we whip off the cottages, which is not ideal, but we get the mint done. And then maybe we take this opportunity to do the barracks, as you guys said. Maybe. 5-3 whips with instant. That's true. That's not bad. If the pillagers turned around, he may be willing to talk peace. He still wants agriculture. No. Angry Monty. Not surprising. What about a ceasefire? Nope. Not surprising. He will just hate us the entire game. Just checking to see if anyone else is plotting war. Nope, not at the moment. We have not managed to get Brennus up to cautious yet, or pleased yet. Okay, so work on the farm. Do scouting. Get some more information on who's out here. All right, so we're gonna need another farm on this tile later, so put that pre-turn in. All right, these skirmishers, I guess, can hang out over here for the time being. I can't offer him 100 coke because I don't have currency. I can't offer him money. Yep, we've got a warrior right here that's exploring. I'm gonna circle this down and see if there's anything over here. Wish I had room for more. I really wish I had gotten this spot here. I'm still annoyed that I didn't get this spot. Like, I'd feel better if I had 6 cities right now instead of 5. I really didn't think that that city was under threat of getting taken, but I guess it was. I mean, did have to deal with this AI war that I don't really want to fight. Anyway, oh, we need another cottage here too, don't we? Finish the skirmisher. Maybe we'll get a temple for +1 happiness. I don't know. I'm a little low on workers too, aren't I? At least, and the capital still needs more work too. Well, once we get this farm done, these 2 workers can build a cottage for Gambit. All right, so the mint's done. A little bit of extra production. So, I mean, I guess we could do library? No. Barracks for long-term military stuff? I think it's temple so we can grow another size, honestly. Because the happy cap's pretty low here. And I do value being able to grow another size. Probably the same thing. Actually, no, here we can... Let's get some units here. Because this is the one place where we actually have a barracks. We said we probably want some axes. The city actually has okay production. Well, never mind. I was going to say it has okay production. It's only base 5. So that's actually not that great. But yeah, we wouldn't mind. All right, let's move one unit here. Maybe he'll be dumb enough to attack this in a forest. You know, we would definitely get the big combat bonus for that. So give that a shot and see what happens. Okay. Plus we've got this extra unit now. So he's building up another stack to be sure. Wants to come back and try again. There's no question he's going to come back again. All right, so we need cottages here at the capital, right? Yeah, that's what we need. And Forest Frontier also really needs working unimproved tiles, but we just can't do it. We could two-pop whip a worker here and overflow into mint. How close is this to being a... Actually, this is very close to being a 3-pop whip. We can 3-pop whip this, and then we'll get off the unimproved tiles. So I think that's good. All right, so we can cottage this. And then the capital will have that available next turn. Why is it working? I must have misclicked there. I was like, why is it working this tile over this tile? Would it be an option to build a couple of swords? I mean, it might be if we can crush a big stack of his. Like there is if we crush a big stack of his and like there's hardly any defenders here, like we could have things set up so you know the like immediately then move to this tile. But being on a hill does make it harder. We would need to have him suicide another stack against us, so it's not impossible, but it wouldn't be the easiest thing. I kind of need him to do his foolish throw away a stack again. I mean, look at this city. There's like nothing here. I suppose maybe like if we are able to have a road down here, like we could just move onto this tile and look to capture this because it's not very well defended. But once again, we need this stack to move out and kill itself again. It's kind of the goal. But yeah, once I get these mints up, like my production is pretty good. Let's see if I think we have enough gold to finish math now too. This will be relatively close, so let's try to burn our way through math. Definitely would like to get the forest chop upgrade, and then go for construction after that. That's the hope anyway. I really wish I could get up to pleased with Brennis. So here, I guess that's true because I'm filling up the food box for the first time. But I mean, this is just so much of a better tile. I feel like it's still better working this tile, even though I'm well aware that it's low food. I still think this is better to work this tile, just because it's 2-4. The yield is just so much better than 3-0. So I think it's still worthwhile to do that. All right, let's see if Monty goes for this attack against a skirmisher inside the forest. I'm hoping he will. Okay, he did not. He just stood there. All right, well, so much for our pyramid dream. I don't think that was ever too likely anyway. Who built it? Kublai. He has Stonehenge and the pyramids. And the Great Wall, apparently, too. All right, well, whatever he was planning to do with this stack, I don't know. He seems to be grouping his forces here. Now, this would be a much bigger stack than what he had before. Because, like, before it was just what was it? It was like 2 axes, a jaguar, and some archers. He's clearly building more units here, so we'll definitely need more units if he comes back again. I can pull this skirmisher back, so that would be, I have 5 skirmishers in here, 6, 7, 8, plus axes, plus like 2 axes. I feel like that is not, I feel like he would not break through, not with wall defense. He really needs catapults to break through to have any shot. Oh, I also can try to check how many people have finished researching math, just out of curiosity. So like, here's how you can check that. So like, let's put our research on machinery. I know no one has machinery for sure. So our GMP is 57. Let's put it on math and see. It's 57, so no one has this tech yet. That's good news. No one has this. Very good news. So like by comparison, let's put it on polytheism. Same 20% prereqs. See how it's 64? That means several AIs have this. I know some of the mods in this game like do this for you automatically, but you can check to see. So no one has math yet. That's good news, because if they don't have math, they don't have construction. All right. Now down here, wait, where's 1, 2, 3, 4? Ah, okay. No, where's another? We should have another. Oh, I was like, where's my other population point? Apparently, it was assigned as an engineer specialist. Okay, that's fine. We're actually going to get a great profit at some point. I have no idea what we'll do with that. Maybe we conquer somebody's holy city and we take it for ourselves, or we could light bulb something. But um, I don't know what it. I mean, right now it would just light bulb polytheism, monotheism. So whatever. Oh, we also should. We have to get to construction right now, but we should long term consider getting into monotheism for organized religion. That would certainly be nice. Make it take advantage of this because that would be really nice for infrastructure. But I guess we're in warring mode for the moment, so we can't really make use of that. All right, let's get another cottage up for Gambit so that we have a better tile for it to work. I forgot that we will get a great person eventually off of that. And Sydney now can drop this tile for this tile. The yield is definitely feels worse, but it does keep us at a higher food count and starts growing the cottage. All right, Forest Frontier should be able to whip its mint. So boom, we drop all those bad tiles, start working good tiles. Not going to get overflow, but whatever. Let's see. And here we're just growing on the cottages. We're probably going to need, actually, these workers are going to need to come over here and get another cottage. Like they can move here and road this tile and then move here and cottage this. It's a little unsafe because it's right on the border, which I don't love, but it's okay. And mostly we're just kind of playing our this econ game plan for the time being while we try to get to construction. And we get to construction, build catapults, and then get to horseback riding, build elephants, and then hopefully start taking cities from Monty. Because if he doesn't have anything better than archers for defense, like we will be able to take cities pretty easily. If he's not at feudalism, like catapults to collateral any spears he might have, and then go from there. I don't love our power situation relative to Monty because, like, look at what he remember how he lost those units there. Well, look what he's built since then. It's not great. It's not great, but we're preparing to be in a position to take advantage of that. All right. So what do I do then with this? This guy can come up and help at Forest Frontier because I'm going to need to clear out some more room for cottages. Always more cottages. Although I should probably wait until after I get math to chop anything. So why don't you can build a cottage here, and then post math finishing, you can chop that. All right. So another commerce city here. And then we'll head down here and see if there's room to squeeze another city in somehow. I'm going to keep you fortified here, because for whatever reason, this seems to have screwed with the pathfinding of Monty. He doesn't seem to be quite sure where to go. Now, the one downside to having the forge done, or mint it is technically, is that we can no longer do the 2-pop whip thing, like 2-pop whip, 2 axes. I think we can't do that because now because the axes cost 35 and now a whip is 1 pop is 37 production, so it's a little unfortunate in that regard, but oh well. So we're just trying to build some axes. If you come, I'm just keeping an eye on this. It's really nice that I have vision on this tile, by the way. And if you're wondering how can I see this, it's because this peak is in my culture. Peaks can see over hills, which normally you can't see over. He's also promoting to cover, which is not ideal, but 2 axes would be very nice because then those axes would hit other axes and would struggle to get through them. All right, so he did make this attack. Thank you, Monty, for being Monty. Good old predictable Monty. Anyway, so yeah, that's a thing. Monty just did that. So I could do the same thing, get a temple for +1. That's not the... do we want... Yeah, because the happy cap's pretty low here. We can take this for +1 happy. And then it's probably barracks after that. All right, so you guys, I was going to move over here and take advantage of the free trope. Yep, so he is taking advantage of those pyramids. All right. Is that another new city that just went down there? I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's just got to 8 cities. At least he's not plotting war. Brennus is, we're up to +3 with Brothers and Sisters of the Faith with Brennus, so that's a great sign. Okay, I'm not going to demand that he gives it to us. All right, so Monty just suicided another unit. What were the odds on that attack? Just out of curiosity. So he had about 1 in 4 odds of getting the kill. All right, let's move you back. I'm going to promote you to city garrison so you'll heal faster. Because I'm pretty sure that's the promotion I'm going to take. He's definitely marshaling his units for an attack here. So let's see, if he moves here next turn, he can definitely get these units back into that city. I'll have enough time to get those units back. I really don't think I can plan on expanding with more cities just at this moment. So Gambit finishes this here. So yeah, we definitely will get to math in 3 turns. So that's pretty good. Here, the capital continues to grow like a weed with all that food, which is excellent. And then maybe I'll have the the capital has decent production as well, especially if it picks up this tile. I might get out, I need to get a barracks next, and then we can maybe build some axes and such, just so I have some more units on hand. Library would be useful as well at some point, but that's a lower priority. And then this city is about to grow onto this tile here, which when we cottage it, should finish just in time. And then, yeah, Sydney can grow onto this tile. And then we'll have a forest job. And then I need to bring another worker up here to chop and cottage, where these guys can maybe come over. Something like that. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the sacrificial altars. I mean, the AI doesn't really know how to use the sacrificial altar, so it's not as bad in their hands. But like, I don't think he has Code of Laws yet, because I don't see any courthouses in these cities. Like, this is one of his oldest cities, and all he has in here is monument, granary, barracks. Like, very basic infrastructure. I'm expecting I'll probably have to whip this axe. But the good news is if I whip this axe now, I'll probably have enough overflow to finish another axe. And I'd have double axes in there. But still, we'll wait and see when he moves towards us. Alright. So as I said, I think we need a barracks next. And then maybe some units. Alright, so he's got 1 spear. Still kind of, he's clearly marshaling his units right here. And it's very convenient that we can see where his army is assembling together. He just threw away a unit back there. Thank goodness he doesn't seem to have horses connected either. That's convenient. Alright, so this city is unhappy now. Still got that whip unhappiness. So I guess what we do is we go back and, well, let's road this tile. I have no idea why the game just cuts to the other side of the screen. Obviously, I'm not declaring war. All right, so yeah. And that's it for Brennus. He's out of territory now. This is like as much as he's going to get. 1, 2, 3, 4. He only has 6 cities. I mean, I have 5. So he really has no more territory than I do. Because, like, look, there's nowhere else he can plant these. It's a little bit sad that, like, my best friend in this game is the one who is also the best. Oh, we're up to pleased now. Yay, we're up to pleased. Excellent, excellent. We are up to pleased now. Could you spare this for a good friend? I'll continue to check in periodically. There's a decent chance he'd be willing to go to war. Excellent. Oh, there's a barb city down here. What the? There's a barbarian city here. Okay. So now we don't have to. Now we've got at least 1 safe flank with Brennus. Sadly, Brennus would also be the easiest one to conquer. So, but we cannot ignore the threat that is Monty. He is clearly the one we have to be most worried about. Yeah, I've got 7 skirmishers, 8. I mean, he's not breaking through this. So let's hope that he continues to be. Let's hope that he throws another huge stack against me and just dies. And we're slowly making our way closer to math. Our GMP is actually very good. Like, we're hanging in there on GMP to a great extent. Some of it's culture, I'm sure, but like we don't have that much culture, so. All right, here they come. At least some of the units are on their way here. All right. Ooh, this is bad. Now he's going to dislike me for running this religion. Well, I hope that I kind of hope that Brennus would convert him to Hinduism, but it looks like he's picked up Judaism instead. Well, for the time being, that's not something we can worry about. All right, so we've got one farm connected there. While this war is ongoing, let's have you skedaddle down here. You can continue that farm for Chapa when it gets to size 3. And we should be able to finish math in between turns, so that's nice. Then we can start saving on construction. All right, Sydney picks up this tile. Although, actually, no, I'm not sure we want to work this tile because we'd be growing into unhappiness. Actually, no, we won't, because we'll grow and hit the happy cap. Also, we can always build another temple for another +1 happy. So this religion is really helping us. But I think I'm going to build some units as soon as this barracks gets done. Like, we can pick up this tile, and then we're at base 13 production, which gets multiplied up to 16. And, like, that's almost 2-turn axes, and that's almost 2-turn axes. 16 base production. So I think we'll do that, and maybe lay off the whip for a little bit there. All right, let's get you in here, where you can hopefully heal. And I think I definitely want an axe in here. So if I whip right now, I'll get 37 production. That puts me at 50 out of 35. So you should be doing this. Although I wouldn't hate a great engineer to come popping out. Let's do this right now. I don't think I have quite enough overflow to finish 2 axes, but I definitely want 1. I could work the stone instead of the rice. That's true, but I actually do want to keep growing. Because like this whip duration is going to wear off. So I actually do want to keep growing here. All right, now as for you, your job is to come up here and help Forest Frontier. So to start by chopping with the math bonus. All right, now let's get some info on Kublai. There is yet another city for Suryavarman. And over here, we want to, oh, it's going to grow right onto this tile. Very nice timing. So we'll be able to grow onto that tile. And then these workers can come back over here. I think I'll move them here and then road this tile, just so I finally have this northern part of the river roaded. And I think the question is just, do I want to whip this axe? I think I do. And then I might see if I can rush out another axe before this stack gets here. Well, I don't think I'm gonna have time for that, but I do think I want to. I do think I want this axe here. And then this poor city needs to recover afterwards. Why did we drop our food tile? Yeah, we'll have 25 overflow. We'll see what we can put that into. Poor city. Also, let's get this over here so we can stuff another unit in here. Oh, there's a skirmisher in here that has a promotion that is unused, which we definitely should use. Okay.
If in other sciences we should arrive at certainty without
All right,
doubt,
construction up next.
without error, it behooves us to place the foundations of knowledge.
Well, we got the axe. So what do we want to put the overflow into? Probably another unit, because we do have a barracks in here. It's one of our few cities that has a barracks. All right. So we can't get this axe done before the attack arrives. So could put it in a temple because this poor city has +2 whip unhappiness. I'm going to be unable to whip this city for much longer, but you know, that doesn't really matter if the city gets captured. So we'll put it into another axe. All right, and we'll put combat promotion on you. Now, again, I'm pretty sure that this isn't break and throw. Not with that, not with those units. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves to this tile, though. And opts to pillage. Theoretically, I could move some units on this tile and have them see if they want to attack across the river onto a hill tile. But I think we'll just let it go. And if this tile gets pillaged, whatever, we can always reconnect. Well, actually, we might not be able to reconnect while we're at war. Oh, what's this? There's a random jaguar up here, too. Well, we can always get some kind of unit out if we have to. Oh, this tile is actually now a problem. I actually now think maybe I have to chop this tile. I was not going to move the workers down there, but yeah, let's chop this tile just for safety's sake. Or have one worker do that, and then you can come over here and help out. Help out this person. This stupid unit here. Yeah, well, I'm close to having an axe. I'm close to having this barracks done, so it'll be all right. And at least now we're finally getting some more knowledge about what the world looks like. Oh, there's a barb archer. Well, we'll stay away from that. Oh, there's horses down here. Well, maybe if we weren't in this hot war with Montezuma, we wouldn't have to worry about that. If this stack just suicides, then I'll have this axe that can move around and hit units. But for the time being, I have to play cautiously until this stack hopefully commits suicide. Our econ's actually starting to look better. Break even's up to like 55, so this is where I would ideally have some more cities, but no room to expand. All right. If we weren't in such this violent game, I could go for currency right now, which would be really good for me, but I can't. All right, Suryavarman, not plotting war. Kublai, not plotting war, thank goodness. And Brandis is pleased with not plot war, pleased. All right, let's see if he commits suicide here. That is the goal, or that is our hope. I think he might move across the river again, though. Yeah. Okay, but I think the attacks come in this turn. Ooh, why are they all flipping into that religion? Why? Why are they all flipping into this religion? Oh boy. Suryavarman's annoyed. Probably time to go Jewish, even though we've mostly built Hindu stuff. Yeah, probably need to go Jewish here. Sorry, Brennis. Now he's annoyed with us, but we really can't afford. We can afford Brennis to be angry with us. I don't think we can afford Kublai and Suri to be mad at us. At the very least, I did pleased and cautious. That's better. Although Gambit is now very unhappy. Okay, we can work this tile to avoid starving for the time being. And it'll live. It'll be all right. Okay, so I expect that the attack's going to come in this turn to this city, but this is about as well defended as we can get for this stage of the game. So we got an extra farm done here. These workers, well, we're going to need 3 farms eventually, so why don't you just build this other farm while we're waiting? Oh man, this guy appears to have a lot more room than we do. Oh, wait, there's another, there's multiple barb cities down here? Oh, that's an Aztec archer. Well, if he kills it, we actually have decent odds to survive. We get the 50% forest bonus, and we have Woodsman 1, so we actually have non-trivial odds to survive, but we'll see. If we lose a scouting unit, we lose a scouting unit. It's okay. But yeah, there's 2 barbarian cities down here. If we could actually get peace with Monty, maybe there's room to expand down there. Delete that unit. I think we have like 30 to 40% odds to survive. I'm not going to delete the unit. All right, so now it's pretty clear that whatever that unit was doing turned around. But while we're here, we'll go ahead and chop. So converting our religion has caused this city to now be unhappy, which is less than great. But that unhappiness will wear off in time, and we can go from there. I think I'm just going to build this road while I'm here because I've been annoyed by not having this road connection. So Sydney's about to finish its barracks. That looks good for the time being. This city is going to finish a temple. Okay. Wait, why are we getting 0 culture per turn here? Oh, because we flipped out of Hinduism. Duh. Well, at least we got the borders expanded. Also, why are we not working this tile? So how many turns does it take us to get to construction at full blast? 7. So we need about 200 gold, roughly. A little more than that. So let's get up to about 200 and then we'll check again. All right. I'm pretty sure he's going to attack here. So, all right. No, not on that turn. All right. Well, work on this unit here. I mean, as I said, we can almost two-turn these. Almost. So let's get some units out while we're in this war. Monty doing the river. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here. Still playing. He still has not actually pillaged any tiles. Just kind of shuffling around. On the plus side, this does mean I can. I think I can get this axe done because it's only 6 production short. Yeah, there we go. Now we can get another axe in here. Excellent. Oh, and you know what? The AI didn't even attack me. Cool. And we have now found the southern edge of the world. I mean, sooner or later he's going to work up the courage to attack, I think. Gambit at least is going to get one of its unhappy faces out at the end of this turn. Then I might build a temple in there because of how unhappy the city is. All right, so we finished the chop here. That'll knock out this Hindu temple. And then I'm going to overflow into barracks. And we have a lot of forests here. Like, this can be a bunch of elephants and cats. Like, we can... I am perfectly content to transform these forests into elephants and catapults. Just too bad that we're going to need horseback riding as well. But at least that's a cheaper tech. Can you two-pop a sword into a temple? Probably 3 jags per... I mean... And, like, this city is slowly getting to the point where it's usable. Yeah, we probably two-pop whip this at size 4. I don't know. It just needs time. I don't think there's anything else I can do at these cities. This chop will help. Yeah, I honestly could really use a Jewish missionary here. I just don't like you enough. I really do not want someone else to attack me. I wish I'd been able to get him to declare war on Monty and then swap, like as a total jerk. All right. Let's see it. There we go. Like, I want him to attack when he's got his whole army right next to me. All right, 1 down. All right, so one unit attacked and the others all moved away. Okay. All right, I'm going to build a temple here next because the city's very unhappy. All right. I have no idea why he decided to commit suicide there, but he did. Brennus is going to come piling in with... Oh, he founded another religion. Okay. Hey, Sydney. Hi, buddy. How are you? What are you doing? You guys can't see him, but he's here. Why are you so excited? He just came flying in, ran down the stairs, flew in, and then just ran out again. All right. I'm glad he's in a good mood. All right. 1, 2. This is going to be a wasted turn again, isn't it? Oh, well. He did have the zoomies. Yeah, he was fine last week. He just went in. He was just in for like a routine checkup. But thank you for asking. Yeah, if we could ever get out of this war with Monty, we might be able to come down here and take these barbed cities. That would sure be nice. Yeah, so he's still like walking around in circles here. He definitely can't take this city, but I'm hoping by virtue of him being Monty, he'll be dumb enough to try. My power has actually been going up at least a little bit recently. I mean, I've actually passed Brennus in power. So he's not breaking through against me. The problem is like imagine if I attack him. Like, what are look at the combat odds. Wait a minute. Show me the combat odds. Yeah, 21%. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty holed up in my cities here, but going outside my cities would not go well until I can get better units. Still, as I said, getting a little bit better. So we'll finish this. That lets us go back onto this cottage again. And we can actually whip something here if we want. So maybe I'll two-pop whip the barracks. Like, we're just trying to get ready for, like, elephants and catapults when we get there. Workers seem to be keeping up with the rate of tiles decently because we haven't expanded in forever because we're still stuck on these cities. But yeah. And we could deal with this army. We might be able to come down here and try to grab this city, and then that would open the path to this Barb city, which looks pretty good down here. But yeah, like if he killed his entire army, I actually could consider counterattacking. But until I kill his army, I can't do that. Where's Jag in the south? Where is the Jag in the south? Oh, this one down here. I'm not too worried about this. I guess it is Woodsman 2, so that is a concern. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it is Woodsman 2, so we do have to be concerned about that. If it was Woodsman 1, it's like whatever, but this could be here next turn. So we do need to split off one skirmisher ahead of time. Let's take a 1 XP skirmisher. Actually, no, we'll take... Yeah, it's threatening copper. Again, I think this city's in relatively good shape, but I might just want to chop walls in here for safety's sake. Like burn one forest chop for a wall. Wouldn't be terrible. Just because then it's skirmisher on a hill with walls. It's like, that's not going to die. All right, so how many skirmishers do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skirmishers, 2 axes. I don't see any way this force breaks through, but hoping they'll try. Nope. Still trying to make up their minds. Really trying to make up their mind there. All right, so barracks. Oh, we actually have enough production. Could build the Colossus, but we don't even have fishing tech yet. While you're over here, why don't you cottage this too? All right, yeah, I mean, like, look at this. There's 2 archers here. Brennus circumnavigated, interesting. He's just running in circles right now with his units. Well, that Jaguar moved back away, so I don't know how I guess he didn't need optics to circumnavigate. So yeah, they're just like kind of shuffling around randomly right now. I can actually work one of these tiles here for a farm. Because I can work these tiles here at size 3. Yeah, this city's starting to get a little bit better. All right, cottage, that. There we go. Getting a little bit of better view of the world right now. Econ's coming along okay. And I'm not sure what these guys should do at the moment. I guess I could road this tile. I could try to get a road over here. Oh, wait a minute. These guys are still woody units, aren't they? So they could still be here. Yeah, I do need 1 skirmisher over here, don't I? Do need 1. I don't think the AI is likely to do that. I think they're just going to pile everything into this city, but I do need to be careful against that. There's an awful lot of units over here. Jeez, that's a lot of 1, 2 Jaguars, 4 Jaguars, 1 axe, 2 axes, and then some spears that I think would do very poorly on the attack. Road southwest of Copper. That is a possibility, yeah. Because we could go like 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then we'd only be 1 tile away. That's not the worst idea. I wish this was in my territory so I could chop it. Like, I'm going to have another axe coming down here in another turn or so, but I can't get it to the city. Wait until the borders pop? Yeah, it's not worthwhile to chop. I think it's maybe just chop a wall. Like, chop the walls out just so I can feel safer. Let's do that. Still waiting for him to attack this spot. I know he will. He's Monty. He's going to attack at some point. He just keeps shuffling in circles for the time being. Keeps covering up a lot of my resources over here. Come on, Monty. You know you want to attack here. Got all these units up here, here. I can't really do anything until he actually makes up his mind to attack. Yeah, he's kind of moved all his units forward here. I don't know where these Jaguars are going. Like, I hate to just be slamming out a bunch of axes because they're units that are kind of going to be obsolete in the near future, but... I don't know what else to say or what else to do. Oops. Well, again, if he attacks, we'll just live with it. These workers are like kind of trapped down here for the time being. I'm surprised he isn't pillaging either. I'm kind of surprised he didn't just slam his units in there. All right. Yeah, we sure could use some more um, happiness resources. I don't have a great thing to do with this worker right now. This city is still trying to get over its unhappiness. I guess those jaguars moved away, didn't they? Yeah, they moved way up there. So can now move this skirmisher back, or be prepared to move it back if the shuffle continues. This worker I don't really have much good to do with. I guess I actually think roading this tile is probably the best I can do, just roading it, not chopping it. An AI on city attack mission will never stop to pillage, and they won't attack until all the units assigned. Yeah, that does explain it. I figured it was something like that, but I just don't know exactly how it's programmed. All right, so we're pleased with Kublai. What would he be willing to declare war? We can't do that. Okay. All right. Thankfully, he's not plotting war. Brennus is also not plotting war. Monty. Oh, he will actually just accept peace straight up. Let's see if he attacks first, because I would love to see him. I would love to see his units just get cleaned up first. But let's see. We can always reload to this turn if we need to. And we might as well. Actually, I want to chop the tiles right next to the city, so someone doesn't have defensive cover. Let's see if we can get him to attack, because maybe if he's willing to sue for peace, maybe then we could counterattack and grab like this one of these cities. All right. Here he goes. All right, he didn't even damage the first unit. All right, 2 for 0. Three for 0. Axe against spear, that's not gonna work for him. Axe against spear again. That ain't gonna work. Nice. All right, so we didn't kill all the units, but we did kill some of them. Not bad. So what did we kill? 4 units? How many did we get? 2, 3, 4. We killed 5. Nice. Yeah, we're close to a great general. We're at 24 out of 30. Remember, you get less XP when you're on defense, and great general is based on XP. So we're definitely closer, but we're not quite there yet. All right, one of the axes got enough to promote. One of the skirmishers did too. Nice. Let's get a shock axe for sure. And in fact, this guy's at full HP. Even shock axe against this still does not get odds. That's kind of crazy. Oh, I guess it's an axe itself, so that is not as crazy. And it has the hill bonus. But yeah, even shock not enough there. All right, so they did not break through. I'm actually curious if he'll throw more units at this city or if he just continues strolling around. I don't know that we necessarily need to make peace right now, because remember, when we sign peace, we get 10 turns of peace enforced. I wouldn't mind like signing for 10 enforced turns, or we might even be able to have the option to go on a counteroffensive here. As I've said, we really just need him to, like, if he loses this stack here, and can go, as I said, 1, 2, 1, 2 to here, and then go after this city, which he does not seem to be defending as tightly. I don't think I have enough for construction yet. 6 turns, 6. It's close enough that we should start researching it. Not bad. Oh, yes, please convert more of my cities to Judaism. Not bad. He took a big hit in power there. Also, construction will finally give me bridges over these stupid I can build another temple here. Let's finish this axe, and then I'll build the temple for +1 happy, which would be nice. Got another tile to cottage down here too. Yeah, it's like, does being in war stop me either? I'm not sure it does, because I feel like we do need to go to war with Monty. He's never going to be like a good ally long term. We're going to have to go through him no matter what. So as long as someone else is not attacking us, I think we're okay here. It's a shame we can't pay someone money. Now, if one of these other AIs comes after me, then it's different, but I just don't like you enough. Yeah, I mean, Brennis is still, I feel like the best target because he does not have any metals in his territory, so he has to be pretty vulnerable. And he also has gems, but we'll see. We're still just kind of killing time until we can get up to elephants and catapults, because that's what we really need to go. Oh, he's got walls in this city now, so we're not taking that city. This one does not, though. So ultimately, I don't think it changes that much. We just continue defending for the time being. About the only thing that would matter is if I could somehow kill this, if I could somehow take this city, then I could take my army down here and capture this city, which would be really nice. Yeah, Brennus' cunning plan to convert everyone to Judaism while then staying Hindu does not make a ton of sense. But as long as there's no walls in this city, we could potentially do the doot move, just the way I've described it there. All right, so I'm going to try to move this axe down here, but I don't want it to be in range of getting hit by this axe, because Combat 1 does not beat Combat 2, so I need that axe to move out of the way. This is where Civ is like most like a board game, when stuff like that's going on. All right, so this city, I really should whip something here, because like the whip on happiness is worn off, so we should really whip something. Is it just a library? Or something? Or, or you know what we do? We can we could always two-pop whip catapults. Just let the city grow into unhappiness, and then two-pop whip catapults as soon as construction's done. Maybe that's better. Oh, whip a worker. That's even better. That's an even better suggestion. Whip a worker. Yeah, that's even better because we are a little light on workers right now. Yeah, we're kind of killing time until we can start whipping catapults. So like the first round of whips is catapults, and then after that the next round is elephants, because it should take about, I'd say, roughly 10 turns to get to horseback riding after we have construction done, but maybe it'll be less than that. It is nice being financial, I won't lie. All right, let's see if he throws in another stack, or if it moves across the river, which is probably more likely. Nope. Turned around again. We'll knock out this for another point of happiness. Or I could just whip the library. Actually, I kind of like two-pop whip the library, because this city is my best commerce city, and then we'll get out of the unhappiness, and then maybe I can even build another unit or two. All right, so these units still spinning around, still have not been pillaged on any of these tiles, somewhat amazingly. Still still +2 unhappiness here. But the good news is this unit now. Oh, we got. Oh, never mind. That's not one of my cities. So these units have the woodsman. Geez, the woodman 2 is really annoying, isn't it? I think I can move here. I don't want to move onto this tile because then I could get attacked. And I don't, even with the river bonus, I don't think that's quite enough. The jaguars can't hit this tile. Thank goodness I chopped all the forest tiles earlier in the game. Yeah, I thought there'd be another city over there. All right. Look at that. That city's not very well defended either. Oh, look at this. So we can whip the worker, keep working the cottages, then we can chop this. And then we'll get like a ton of overflow into something. All right. Could cover the axe. That's true, I could. Could cover the axe on the hill with the skirmisher. And then this guy I can't move here because these jags could technically go here. Let's just occupy this tile for the time being and promote you to combat 1. And like perpetually have to worry about yeah. I think that the chop actually just goes to the mint now. Oh, we probably need to farm another tile, don't we? Or maybe we can cottage this tile or something. Oh, we can't actually farm that tile. Well, at least I got the road done over here. Because actually, no, this city can then grab this tile and then work that. Then we probably need to get the borders expanded. We could two-pop whip. We could whip um, the woodsman jag could reach your capital. I mean, they could, but come on, it's the AI. Are they really going to do that? And I do have an axe here. Like in the worst case scenario where that happens, I can move the axe back in. I can whip I can like whip a skirmisher or something. I'm not too concerned about that. So we are technically in last place on most advanced, but that's judged by how many techs you have. And like the AI has a lot of cheap techs that I've skipped over. Okay, so it's probably what we do is we build the library for now, and we're gonna two-pop whip the catapult as soon as it comes in, and we'll start stacking up catapults. All right, this worker here. So we've got another worker over there. I'm trying to think where the most efficient way to what the most efficient way to use this unit is. I think I maybe need some more. I could cottage this by the capital. That is a tile that should be cottaged. So, do I want to road this tile? Probably. While I'm here, probably road this. Then I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, or I could just go 1, 2. Yeah, let's road this tile over here. Construction means bridges, correct? It does. All right, so where are the? All right, so Monty's building for another stack here yet again. Throw his next stack at me. Just checking in periodically. All right, thankfully he's not plotting war. How many cities does he have now? 2, 4, 6, 8. He has 9 cities. We have 5. That's not going to work long term. We're going to need more territory. All right, this unit can now finally get into the city though, so that's a plus. At least I'm being able to explore the AI's territory. All right, so we're working these. Excellent. We'll finish the mint. And borders will be popping soonish. So I'd love to cottage another riverside tile, but I don't think I can get the workers safely to a tile. I guess maybe this one? I don't think that's safe though. I'm like, is there anywhere I can move these workers where they can safely? I mean, I guess we could do a non-riverside cottage. Oh, that's not a very good tile to work. We could do this tile here because the cities can share this. It's passable between the two. I'll just keep exploring down here. All right. You guys, I actually do want this tile roaded. And now I've got an extra worker here. So Sydney, I'll now two-pop with this. Keep working that. Well, city's not going to like that, is it? Oh, we can overflow into the temple, and that gets us +1 happy. Yeah, we can overflow into the temple, and that'll be done quickly. The library actually will help because we get quite a bit of commerce here. So yeah, you can come down here and help with this cottage as well. So these jaguars could technically move to this tile, although I don't think they will. So we can just... What about here? I can move to this. Actually, let's keep this axe here, just so I have a unit that's not entirely concentrated down here. What would he actually give me for peace right now? He would just give me straight peace. How close is he to giving me a city? I don't think he will. But we're getting closer to construction. Get like 5 catapults. If this stack suicides itself and we have 5 catapults, we could take this city. Yeah, you have to have him beat down. Ask him to convert. Yeah, seriously. I doubt it. No. The fact that it'll give me straight peace though is convenient because like if another AI starts plotting war, I can get out of this if I have to. All right. And like most of my cities are still doing econ stuff even while we're going through all this. I should probably cottage this non-riverside grassland tile too because then I could drop like this tile. Obviously it sucks at first, but you got to start working those cottages early. All right, so we finished the barracks, and what we really want to do is build a catapult, but it's not available as a build choice yet. So we'll just put this on. Oh, so much overflow, man. So much. Well, we can do the library. It's okay. I mean, we'll want this eventually, so I would much prefer if this was. You know what? If I was really on my game, I would have waited and then done the whip and the chop when construction was about to finish, but I didn't do it that neatly, so we're gonna have this in a place where it's not as good. Oh well. Okay, so we'll cottage this while we're up here. Stacks moving at a different. I guess so. Got all these stacks just moving around somewhat randomly. All right, finish your road. Again, this city's also just waiting. Let's have you build this. This is more important. And like we said, we'll whip out catapults once we get there. So demos, ooh, that's not good. Who's at 191? I'm pretty sure that's I think that's Surya Varman. I think he's the strongest AI. So power-wise, yeah, we're still well below these guys. Surya Kublai Khan. What is Kublai Khan doing? I don't think he's in a golden age. Is there any chance he's in a golden age? No, he's not. I guess it's all his wonders. Well, that may be a problem long term. I think a lot of it's culture, but still concerning. Still concerning. Oh, this tile is technically threatened by that group, isn't it? Let's just while we can, let's just move back. Great Light. Oh yeah, it could be Great Lighthouse. You're right. So there's a Barb City right there. I think one thing I may do is stay at war with Monty right up until I get elephants, and then see if I can hit Brennus. Like then sign peace treaty with Monty. Then we're guaranteed locked into 5 turns of peace. And then as soon as that happens, go up here and see if we can start munching on Brennus' cities. Because if he's not at feudalism yet, he will collapse pretty quickly to elephants plus cats. And like that would give me like if I could even take like half of his territory, that would be pretty amazing, but we'll see. I was building a cottage here. Okay. This poor city Gambit has not been able to work its tiles like the whole game. Poor city. Just letting that whip unhappiness duration wear down. Alright, let's see if he actually attacks here. This stack just seems to be stuck in place for some reason. Another stack. These archers will protect me, yeah, from the AI archer. Not that I'd be able to control that city anyway, because it's so crushed by Suryavarman's culture. All right. Yeah, I don't know what this stack is doing. I'm very confused by this stack and what it's doing. Anyway, let's just bring this worker over here. I do want this road for mobility purposes. All right. At least we've got a pretty good view of what the world looks like. The southern end of the world is way more open than the rest of it. All right, so the mint will be done. Culture status on the tiles east of Tlatelolco. Oh yeah, we should have control of these eventually, just because we've got so much culture in here, especially when it hits 500 culture. We might get control of these in time. So with construction, I see what you're saying. Like if we could technically build a road here, Actually, that's something the workers could do too. Like if these units commit suicide, road this tile, and then boop, boop, right here. Because with construction, we can move across the river. That's a possibility as well. Now, granted, this is on a hill with 50% defenses, but there's not, if these units are not in it, like if he suicides this stack, that's a real possibility. Anyway, you can keep the workers nearby. Like they can continue doing stuff like tossing down long-term cottages. And like these units here, come on, are mostly defensive units. Also, if I occupied this tile, actually no, they could not get back into the city from this tile if I was right here. It would have to be like a lightning strike, and if it failed, I'd have to sign peace. But
on the pedestal, these words
again, I need him to suicide his stack for that to work.
King
All right,
of
we got
kings.
construction. Horseback riding is next, and it's not that expensive. All right, time to get catapults. Or actually, no, time to get a barracks first here. So that's our whip. We'll two-pot whip this barracks, and then it's on to catapults. And then, oh, you know what these workers can do? They can chop stuff. All right, so he has quite a lot of units here. Quite a lot of units, but we are pretty bunkered in. I think he's going to go after this spot. I think. You can finish roading that. And then you can start chopping. We would definitely like to get a chop here. All right, so now we can start setting up our catapult chops. Do we have a barracks here? We do. Very nice. The city's at the... Actually, no, the city is already... Well, that's okay. Wait, am I working a specialist? I thought I was working a specialist. I can see why the AI assigned it because it's going to grow into unhappiness, but that's okay. We don't really care. All right, so we don't need more tiles here. What we can do is we can double chop into this catapult. Start getting it ready. Over here, you finish this road, and then we can look to burn some more stuff on chops. Look at that. You can chop that. We need to get the barracks done. You are almost out of your whip unhappiness. So, well, for one thing, let's work this tile. Which one of these cottages is further along? 4 turns to village at the top one, which somehow has not gotten pillaged. We'll go ahead and put that in a turn or two. All right, Sydney is just about finished with its temple. And then I'm going to have... I think this city has enough production that I think it's better just to use base production as opposed to whipping. Let's see, I can actually get 16, almost 60. Actually, you know what? If I mine this, I could get 16 base production, which would go to 20 with the forge. And I think that would be good, actually, to just run that. All right, so how long to horseback riding and elephants? We need 3 turns at max. 3 turns at max. Or 3 turns at 90%, so we need about 100 gold? That's not much. That's not that much. Yeah, that's not that much at all. So round of catapults into a round of elephants, and then hopefully take a city or 2 off Monty. Yeah, like I think the goal, what I'd love to do is get this city and this city, like take these 2 cities from Monty to knock his power down, and then maybe go for Brennus. I don't know. See what things look like. Yeah, so catapult. So we'll get 3 catapults right away. We want to get up to like 5 or 6 cats, and then after that it's just all elephants all the time. And then hope that they don't build too many spears. It's just the main thing for Brennus is I don't think he has metal, so he can't build anything better than archers. So like unlike Monty, where I'd have to fight spears and axes, I think with Brennus I'm just fighting archers. I really do. Yeah, like his power is lower than mine. Like, why fight into this if I could take this and double my territory? So why is it better to go binary? The basic idea is just so that like if you decide to change your mind, you have the option to flip. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but it can be useful. Like if you, as you said, if you change your mind and then you can suddenly research something else. Also, let's say that like an emergency popped up and I was like, oh my God, I need to upgrade this warrior. If I have gold in the bank, I can upgrade it into like an axe. Whereas if I'm just doing steady state research at 50%, then I have 9 gold in the bank. So it's not a big deal. It just adds a little bit more flexibility. All right, let's see if he attacks here. I think he's going to actually, but let's see. Yep. All right, boys, hold the line. Let's go, skirmishers. Come on, skirmishers. Nice. This is axe versus axe. Interesting that the axe had best odds. It's probably my shock axe. All right, axe against spear. I think we win this. Oh yes, right. We also have mints, so that's true too. And mints do better when we're at 0%. All right. So they stopped after a little while. Yeah, 3 turns. Yeah, I can build catapults in 3 turns here. All right. So that whip on happiness will wear off in a little bit. We're at base 13, and then I can work this for, or I can mine. I need to mine this tile now. I mean, you go ahead and there's our great general. Nice. All right. That is not who I wanted capturing that, but we'll just get visibility on it while we can. Like I said, not much I can do about that. So yeah, we managed to kill more of his units here. And we still need another turn or two to get to horseback riding. So yeah, if these units were to suicide, although I don't think they'll attack, because usually they attack with everything or don't attack with anything. But we did get a great general, so that opens up the possibility of a medic 3 unit. Or like a super axe or something. Build a super elephant great general and name it 420 Neckbeard X. That's hilarious. Anyway, I think I should finish this cottage because I'm 1 turn away. But I want to chop this and mine it. So yeah, so what's the best thing I can do with this city, with this? I don't think it's great general. I think it's definitely lead as a war. Consider the first great general. Are you thinking, what are people thinking? Are we thinking +2 XP? Because I would want to put it in whatever city builds the heroic epic later, and that's probably not the capital. I think I like the idea of a medic the most. I do think that that's the most useful. Now, I wish I had a 2-move unit to put it on, but unfortunately I don't. So I could put it on this axe that's on 4 XP. Like, that's a possibility. Now, if I can get the unit down there is the other thing. So scout is a possibility as well. I could always build a scout and just put it on the scout. That's probably the best way to make use of a medic. Get a scout, yeah. Because that way I never have to worry about it. And that's 2 movement and I never have to worry about it defending. So that's probably the way to go. Yeah, let's do that. And then these units would heal up super fast. All right, so yeah, if I can, I'm just kind of waiting for this stack to move out of the way. All right, anyway, Gambit is about to get out from under its whip unhappiness. So of course now we're just going to whip it again, right? For a catapult. I'll wait 1 turn there. All right, this barracks we're going to chop because we don't want to build military units until after that is done. So I'll do that and then overflow. All right, let's get that on you because you've got the promotion. So you're going to chop and you're going to chop as well into that catapult. You can just chill for 1 turn while we're finishing the scout. And my 2 explorers are actually getting kind of close to one another. So let's turn and have you head back up into Kublay's territory. Been very nice of the AI to let me scout out the whole map like this, hasn't it? So I'm hoping that these guys will just attack. I would really, really, really like these guys to attack. Because if they do, I can take this big stack here. Oh, and I can move this axe down a tile. I could take this big stack here and just, 1, 2, 1, 2 onto this tile and just see if I can take this city. Maybe not. Well, again, like we said, we can stay at war until we actually have elephants, because Can scouts take medic? Yes, they can't take woodsman 3, but they can take medic 3. Thanks for the quick response on that. So yeah, we set everything to catapults, and now we're gonna whip these, and then we'll get elephants as soon as that's done. And in fact, this city, I think hopefully we get like 5 catapults, and then the rest are all elephants. Oh, they are attacking. Ooh, do we have a chance for a counteroffensive here? Nope, no, it's just 1 unit. Dang it! I was hoping it was a bunch. I was really hoping that would be a bunch of units. Oh well. You know what else would be nice? Hereditary rule. Anyway. So yeah, we're not whipping that. We'll chop it and then... Although we will get out of this... I will be whipping as soon as this whip unhappiness wears off. No, I said I'm going to get 16 base production, and then I can like 3-turn elephants. I think that that's good enough not to be whipping. Okay. Yeah, this is like a pillaging stack that's just kind of like in Nowheresville. I don't think I can take this city. I just think it's too well defended, and it's also not really worth the effort. Like, even if I captured this, it would be completely surrounded by Monty's culture, so I don't think that that's really that valuable. All right, let's turn on this. And do we have enough to get there? I think we do. 2 turns should put us close enough that the 3rd turn can get us there. I don't suppose you would like to go to war with Montezuma. Could you spare this for a good friend? All right, well, at least he is not plotting war with us. All right, he is at least not plotting, although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now he has 10 cities. We have to get more territory, and the way to get more territory is to absorb Brennus. That's our goal. That's how we do this, because Brennus, he does not like us anymore, and I'm pretty sure he just has archers, because I don't think he has any metal. So I think if we can just get some elephants, I think we can just swarm right through him. I mean, look at the power bar graph. Look at that. He's below us in power still. But the longer this lasts, the more likely he is to get to feudalism. So, so yeah, we should. I mean, if like catapults, like all we have to do is take down the defenses, and then elephants should kill him very easily. Yeah, not actually safe with Kublai, unfortunately. Not actually safe, but if we can get this territory and double our size, then I think then we can come back and go after Monty later. I think that's the plan. Get peace with Monty. Actually, I wonder if he'd be willing to. Would he be willing to give us anything? I can't imagine that he would, but. Oh, he would actually. Okay. I didn't expect him to. I did not expect him to accept that. Well, that's this city's on a hill, but this one is not. Maybe that's not the worst thing. I was planning to hold off a little bit longer, but you know what? I don't think that this is the worst thing. Military. I think I just checked the power graphs recently. Now purge the non-believers. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Because you know what? Because it's going to take some turns to walk units up there anyway. Because it's going to take a couple turns to walk north anyway. So, even though that wasn't exactly what I was planning, and I'm sure Monty will flip back to his own religion soon enough anyway, I think it's alright. In the meantime, though, while I'm thinking about it, so move here, grab our great general. We can rename this. We can rename this unit, by the way. So, all right. So we need for medic 3, we need combat 1, medic 2, medic 3. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the extra XP to get it up to 3 movement, which would be nice, but this unit will never have to defend. All right. So I also think this is also probably a good stopping point. So I'll play the rest of this turn, and then we'll stop here. Also, I can now finally cottage some of these tiles on the river here, with this poor city, which really needs hereditary rule for happiness or something to that effect. We can overflow and finish the temple, and then it'll be able to work that tile. This poor city. Anyway, so you're going to chop this. Let's gather here in Venison Villa. So forest. Oh, well, we'll finish exploring with these units first. Yeah, we're spiritual. We must acquire a holy city. Well, holy cities are up here. Oh, you know what? Hey, you know what, guys? We've got a great profit due at 97% odds in 10 turns. So acquiring a holy city, maybe not the worst thing for us. So keep that in mind. All right, so, ooh, do we want to one-pop this? No. We chop this, and then we'll whip an elephant, probably. Probably that's the play there. All right, so here we're going to whip the... actually, no, I don't want to... I'll let maybe the forest chops finish the cat, and then we whip an elephant. Something like that. This city, though, I do want to whip the catapult. All right, so whip that. And then we'll overflow into another catapult. Hopefully we can finish that, and then we'll probably whip an elephant afterwards. And I think that's our stopping point. Well, at least once I move these axes up. And I'll move a couple skirmishers, but I think I'll leave a bunch down here as well, just so I have something in case Monty decides to come back again. Let's move up, well, probably should have my Great General Medic with the unit that's actually healing, but let's move up the ones that don't have City Garrison promotion, because they can always, maybe they can finish off a wounded unit or something and get some more XP. All right, we can leave these guys down here for the time being. All right, that is our stopping point for today, and I really think that this guy does not have any, I don't think he has any metal units, so if he's just going to be throwing archers and chariots at us, I think, hey, you know what's good against chariots? I've heard that elephants are rather good against chariots. Anyway, thanks for watching. I saved it just so we can check. Yeah, look, archers. Yeah, why beat our head against Monty when we can attack this? So we'll pick this up next week, and the clock is ticking for our friend Brennis. So see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Until then, take care. See you soon.